Hi there, Aquarius. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl, and we're looking at March 30th through April 5. And this is a very stimulating, exciting, changing, interesting week. The first move is Mercury joining the Sun in Aries, your third house of siblings, neighbors, and of things that to do with short travel. So if you haven't seen a sibling in a while, if you and a neighbor have kept saying, we must have a drink, we must catch up, this is the time to do it. Mercury is the planet of communication, and it often frees us up to say exactly what we want to say and what's on our mind. But in Aries, it can often mean that you say first, think later, regret for a long time. So if you really want to say something but you're not quite sure how it's going to be received, you're better off not saying it and maybe waiting until another more cosmically correct time. Elsewhere, there is a full lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in Libra this weekend on Saturday, and it's going to be a very powerful full moon, and it's going to be able to be seen pretty much all over the world, the US, Australia, New Zealand, parts of Europe, Asia, and that's unusual. Normally it's the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, but not everything. So be on the lookout for that. And in Libra, the sign of relationships, that full moon is going to be transiting your ninth house of travel. Long distance travel, overseas, education, higher learning, and spirituality. All issues which will be coming up and which will be very interesting for you, and there will be developments. If, for example, you're involved in a long-distance relationship, and for some time now, maybe since the beginning of the year, you've been rethinking it and realizing that absence doesn't make the heart grow fonder at all. Maybe this is the time when you're going to have the cooling off time, or you're going to go visit him or her and see how they really feel, or do it over Skype, or you're going to start making preparations for how you're going to be together more and spend more time together and be more available for each other. One of you obviously has to make a move, and you're going to make some big decisions about that over the next couple of weeks. Now, interestingly enough, the fiery full moon makes some disturbing aspects with Uranus, which of course is your ruler. So you might want to imagine the best, plan for the worst, and expect to be surprised this weekend. This unusual combination of celestial events gives us an opportunity to look at the cycle of life, death, and regeneration from three different perspectives: Jewish, Christian, and astrological, because of course Easter falls on Sunday, April 5, which also is Passover for the Jewish religion. And astrologically, we have that full moon lunar eclipse, which is going to be very powerful. So all in all, a very powerful week, not to mention that Mars is moving out of Aries and into Taurus, which is your fourth house of home and family. And it's a great time if you haven't had the energy to think about selling your house or renting out a room or renting it on VRBO or Airbnb. You are going to have that energy, and the next 6 weeks is a great time if you've been wanting to sell your home, if you've been wanting to do some upgrades, wanting to get a home equity loan or something like that, or take out a second mortgage. This is the time to do that. Thanks so much for tuning in. I look forward to speaking to you again next week, Aquarius.